Okay, Steve at Steve's Auto Care, and once again another video. Real quick video this time. Customer's complaint is the brake light is on at all times, and I've determined that the float mechanism inside the master cylinder was bad. So the only way to fix that with this particular car, which is an '03 Honda Accord 2.4 liter, is to replace the master. Because you can't get, at least through aftermarket, you can't get just the reservoir. So I had to put a new master on. This one's fairly easy to do. One bolt here, another bolt there, and the electrical connection for the light, and then you got one line there and one line there. It comes off. You don't have to take any of this other stuff off. So it's fairly easy to get to, and then there's bleeding. Now, when you do, here's the old master. When you do a master cylinder, you have to do what is called bench bleeding. Essentially, we don't want air in our hydraulic system at all, in our brake hydraulics. So you can get a kit, or sometimes the new parts will come with hoses like this, and you take the cone end and you stick it right in the hole. Now these can be fairly long. Let me get it to where we can see it. These can be fairly long, so you trim whatever's needed, because if they're too long, they just stab the back of the bore and they won't bleed. So then once the hose is in place, you take the other end and you slip it inside there, fill up the master cylinder, and then you pump it. Now, pumping, I personally like to do slow and long, all the way down and then all the way back when you pump the rod. Okay, some cars require a quicker pulse. It all depends on the type of master cylinder that you are dealing with. This one, I did a few longs and I was still seeing air in the tubes that was coming out of the ports. So I did a couple of really quick kind of pulsing of the rod, and that helped purge some of the air out. And then you leave these hooked up, leave the hoses hooked up until you're ready to install the line. That gets the air out of the master cylinder, okay? Which is very hard to do if the master cylinder is already installed in the car. That's why they call it bench bleeding. You got to bleed the master on your bench, or, you know, cart, or vise if you have one, which makes it a lot easier if you have a vise. After that, you do have to bleed all four wheels. So I got the wheels off, ready to be bled, and that's my next step. So that's just a quick little video. So let's talk a little bit about the brake light. Now, your brake light has a couple of things attached to it. And I mean the brake light, the red brake light on your dashboard. This is the main deal here, okay? And it's a float. So when your brake level gets down low, there's a sensor or a float that's inside here that will drop down. That will make a connection, and that sends a signal out to the dashboard that, hey, we're low on brake fluid. But you also got to remember that your parking brake is also attached to that light, as well as the ABS computer is attached to that light. So just having that brake light on does not necessarily mean you're low on brake fluid. You could have a problem with your parking brake, and you could have a problem with the ABS. Usually if there's a problem with the ABS, it will also turn on the ABS light. But some cars, and I know this, that the ABS light can also not be on when the ABS computer commands the brake light on, but that's very rare. Anyway, thanks for watching, and that's it for now.